All right, welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is Sid Kramer with Brian the Grizzly, and we are going to talk about Power Rangers once and always. So, yeah. Oh my God, was that your ringtone for a while? Because that was my ringtone
for forever,
for a long time, for a long time. Yeah, that was awesome. But let's just get right into it. We're going to talk about the good, some of our dislikes, and then give our official rating at the end. So if you're in chat, let us know what you think as we go along with some of the goods and bads. But before we get started, Brian, I think you got a synopsis?
Quick rundown. So we got the synopsis of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers once and always. Very short and sweet. The Rangers come face to face with a familiar threat from the past. In the midst of a global crisis, they are called upon once again to be the heroes the world needs. Dude,
yeah,
got me hook, line, and sinker.
yeah. That's why I'm like, it was a simple premise, nothing too crazy. So it doesn't mean it's bad or anything, you know. So sometimes that's always might be for the best. Yeah. You know, I mean, a Power Ranger movie doesn't need anything too crazy going on.
I mean, if you haven't seen Power Rangers, what have you been doing with your life? Yeah, I mean, come on.
Exactly. Especially if you grew up in the 90s and you didn't watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the original, then
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah. Oh, so good. All right, but let's start with some of the good. What are some of the things you liked about this movie?
So first off, I gotta say, I love the fact that we were focusing on the Black and Blue Ranger. That was really cool. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that they kind of the Black Ranger was in the Senate. He was running the world.
Uh-huh.
That was awesome. I thought it was just kind of cool that we had what's the Blue Ranger's name again?
Billy.
It's Billy.
Billy Cranston.
Because I think I'm gonna say David Yost. I was like,
that's a real name.
I was thinking about it, but yeah, Billy. It seemed like he did a lot of things out of space, which is very cool because we saw it in a lot of those things. It was not a long movie. This was very short. Another 60-minute show.
Yeah.
Brought back me a lot of nostalgia. I mean, really, as I watch it, it wasn't like I was watching like they didn't try to redo it like the movie did from 2017. Yeah. This was more like just a 60-minute episode of Power Rangers from made in the 90s brought to now. And that's like the perfect kind of backdrop for it. So what you got? What do you think about it?
Man, yeah, I mean, like you said, it was like made in the 90s and then brought over to 2023, which is a good thing, you know, like the over the top acting, the over the top silliness. It was Zach breakdance fighting, and even the new character is like, "Are you breakdance fighting?" I was like, "Yeah, that's what he does. Shut up and watch." Like, it's great, you know, like. Right, so like stuff like that, you know, I thought was funny in a good way. Even
the best part about it is it's on Netflix, so you can go enjoy it really quick.
Watch it.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I watched it twice already. I watched it twice because it was just so good. But
I was watching it like as I was driving, and then I got home. I said, "No, I need to give this a full hour watch." And paused, and I came back. I was like, "Yes, this is great."
Yeah, it's so good. And that's why it's fun in the best kind of way, where it reminds you of being a kid. You know. But I even like how everything kind of stayed canon, you know, in Power Rangers in Space, one of the Rangers has to like destroy Zordon to, you know, save the world, save the universe or whatever. And they
tried to find Zordon and bring him in, and this is a very cool thing that it's Billy who tried to find Zordon, thought he found the essence of Zordon, Try to bring him in. Try to bring him back into the tube, and in doing so, we got someone coming back. I don't know how much of a spoiler. How much? I mean, are we doing full?
Yeah, full spoiler.
Full spoiler.
You gotta watch it.
Yeah, but you definitely should watch it because it's awesome.
Yeah,
but
I mean, even that part, like you said, like when because that was I'm like, how are they bringing Rita back? And then you see she's a robot in the trailer, so I don't think that's spoiling. But the way they did it was like, oh, she took over. Well, at that point it was the Alpha 8, I think, or whatever number. I'm like, oh, okay. It didn't be mind blowing or anything crazy. It was like she took over his body and she transformed into the new Rita. Okay, I'm sold. That's cool. I don't need anything too crazy. Good enough reason.
So they brought the essence. They thought that they bring the essence of Zordon in. It was actually Rita. I mean, and she took over Alpha 8, and now it's the big bad guy. And in doing so, we got Billy and Zach who are fighting, who are leading. It seemed like they were leading the Rangers really at that time, which is really cool. We didn't get to see all the other Rangers, but I like the premise overall.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the whole premise was, like I said, simple but good. I like how also like Billy was kind of like because they were in like he has a Tony Stark. I couldn't think of his stupid name. Yeah. Like he had like all this like stuff he was doing, like because he was just that smart. Where he was helping out the Power Rangers in space, and they did all this, and he learned how to turn invisible. Just like, okay, whatever, So. But yeah, all that stuff I thought was like really, really awesome. And then Travis said, Zach stole the whole special for me. His acting actually got better since his time on the show. About the same for me.
Yeah, it's about the same. Yeah.
The acting wise, but no, I still loved it. Loved it. I love Zach. He brought the heart for the special. I love the random moments of crude violence, like Rocky just shooting a putty the second he teleports in. Made me laugh. Yeah. It did feel weird that that it's honor of Trini's actress, yet you see her get blown to bits at the start. Yeah, and Maria's constantly saying, "Haha, your mother's dead, bitch." She did. I was like, man, did she bring that up a lot? Like, I
was like, man, that was really hard. I was like, wow, okay, oh, cool, I guess.
Yeah, that got super violent. The one thing I liked the most was when they morphed. It was nice and simple. They, like they still did the whole cutaway at the end where, with everything. But during it was just like they did it, and it just kind of like a wave of electricity just morphed them. Yeah. I'm like, that was so well done.
All right, so those are the good things. But Tank, what bad things did you have about this?
It was a little short. I wanted maybe an hour and a half. I wanted a little bit longer.
90 minutes would have been good. Yeah.
My biggest issue was at the very end, like just like they do in every episode, the bad guy becomes big and then they call the Megazord. Same thing happened. I don't think that's definitely not spoiling anything. If you ever watched a Power Ranger episode, you know what happens. I didn't mind when they called in the Zords. It looked cool. They should have kept the old Megazord with a person inside a cardboard suit. What I mean? Like that's what I like, because then they move all weird and shit. Like,
yeah, no, that's what I wanted though. That's what I said. Like how, spoiler alert, there's two of them trying to do it, and they're able to move the whole Zord. And I was like, no, it should have been. Oh man, we only got the arm and one leg going, guys. Like we need you guys to come in and help. And then you bring the five in together, and they're able to kind of move the Zord, the right way, and then they get, they beat the big bad guy. So I thought that would be cool. And then doing it in space, using the dino moon, using the dino Zords, kind of cool. And I liked it though.
Yeah, I just, that was the only thing. I was like, the CGI was too much. Like it looked cool. So I'll give it that. I didn't hate it, but I rather have preferred old school kind of thing. Like dude in a costume like they did, but now the other dude is dressed up as the Megazord. Like that, what's I kind of wanted, but we got it all CGI. But really, that was the only thing. I mean, a lot of people I hear like talking like bad about it. I see a lot of people are like, oh, this person's overacting, or they look, they did this stupid thing. I was like, that's Power Rangers. What are you talking about? What do you expect?
Watch the Power Rangers? I mean, what do you think that was going to be, guys?
The overacting, the silliness of it all, like them being thrown off of the stairs, and the Red Ranger just scoops them out of the air and lands fine. I was like, yeah, man. That's Power Rangers. What are you talking about? That's how it was back then. Like they did all the stupid stuff. And then I'm sure you're gonna mention this as well. The cameos. Not the cameos. Not having the full cast, the original cast back. Like they could have brought in the original Tommy, Jason David Frank, and had to have this possibly be his cherry on top of everything. The reunion, when all that would have been such a perfect ending. Granted, I wish he didn't, die. But the way it all is,
having it in memoriam, whatever that is.
Yeah,
it was kind of cool that we got this so quick. But I wish we would have had. Honestly, I wish we would have had the original Red Ranger. I wish we would have had the original
Pink Ranger.
Pink Ranger. We could have had all of them along with the black and blue Ranger, and then
original Green Ranger. Yeah, you could have had all of them minus the Yellow Ranger,
exactly,
and still keep the same story, but had them all together, But I mean, there was cool things. I don't know how much you read of the comic books where Kat and Tommy, they wind up. So the second Pink Ranger, not Kimberly, Kat and Tommy wind up getting together and having a kid in the comic books. And JJ becomes a Ranger himself, and they mentioned JJ in the show, which was kind of cool. So
it was kind of cool, but kind of weird. A lot of the stuff was very kind of like, all right, how much are we going to talk about the old stuff and the new stuff? I mean, we have 30 years in the making of this stuff, but I just the nostalgia feel for me just pulled out my heartstrings, honestly. and the tagline should have been, I'm not crying, you crying.
Yeah. Especially at the end with the Yellow Ranger, the new what was her name? Quan?
Yeah.
I forgot. I think it was where she gets zapped and she sees all the memories of her mom. I was like, oh, come on, that was awesome. That was so awesome. Before you get into your bad stuff, Travis said the issue was all the effort went into just an hour-long Power Ranger episode with constant action scenes instead of relationships between the characters. Yeah. I felt half of the action scenes could have been cut and more could have been given to Zach and Trini's daughter, showing Trini's family and how her death affected others. Yeah, I was kind of, because it was kind of a time skip, wasn't it?
Yeah,
because it happened. It was like a year later.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and you had Zach really being the guardian,
adopting her.
Yeah, being her guardian and kind of raising her and being there for her, and they becoming a family, and the whole idea of them they're already a family, and then but it was weird because into my bads, I thought it was weird that she didn't know that they were Power Rangers the entire time.
I didn't know. I didn't think that was weird.
Really? I don't know. I just thought that that's a whole part of her mom's life that they didn't know. So she knows Uncle Zach, Uncle Billy, and Mom, and why are they uncles? Because we've been around for a long time. We know their life. Really? Okay. Pow! They're Power Rangers. Like it was just kind of cool. Like it was just not a lot was explained. So I kind of that was my biggest thing.
Yeah, I mean. I didn't have anything like not knowing, because then they made that whole thing as like, yeah, it was a secret. Like it's always been a secret, and like no one knows. So I'm like, okay, I get that. I didn't, yeah, So and I just like, yeah, with Billy is like, no, we have to tell her, and Zach's like, let's not tell her. You know, I thought that was very like real life kind of thing. You know, like
yeah.
you know, it's like, do you tell a kid? Do you not tell the kid? Especially if your mom is like somebody who you never thought. That was interesting, but yeah. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of stuff in there. I love seeing the Phantom Ranger captive in Rita's toy box. He was always getting his ass kicked. Yeah, yeah. There was a bunch of the Dino Thunder. A few that's where the second one where Tommy became the Black Ranger. Not the second one, but when he came back as a teacher. Dino Thunder. There's a few Dino Thunder. There's a few. There's a Turbo. I saw a Turbo one in there. Yeah. There you go. It's Spoiler King's time. They need to download the song.
So I mean, I think that was really cool. I mean, those things were cool.
What about your dislikes? I don't know if I know you said you didn't like.
So the big dislikes. You know, we didn't get all the original Rangers should have been part of it. I think that would have been really cool. If it would have been an hour and a half long special, you know, all the original Rangers they're around, everyone giving honor to it, kind of, and I would have liked it a little bit more upgraded. You know, because I did like the nostalgia feel. Don't get me wrong, I did like the nostalgia feel, but if it was a little bit upgraded, I think I would have liked that even more.
Yeah, I can see that. It was believable because you do have friends you grew up with that you feel like family. Yeah. You know, like, you know, my best friend, you know, his son, you know, called me uncle, you know, and like, you know, like all my best friends,
even me, like, I mean, Marvin's my best friend, you know, his kids are my god kids, you know. My kids are his god kids, you know, godchildren, and it kind of feels like, you know, it's always a family kind of feel to it.
Yeah. I felt so bad because the acting was terrible, but that's what Power Rangers is. It's kids. Like Billy and Zach. I felt like they played exactly who they were back then, and then the young new actress was like, that's what they get. They get young new actresses and actors that haven't been in many roles, but they're good at martial arts or gymnastics or stuff, you know, and then they're like, it's good enough acting. You know, that's what they've done always, you know. So
honestly, I wish we would have had the song like "Go Go Power Rangers," the entire fight scene. Din, 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 go Go Power Rangers. I mean, that was kind of, you know, the things, but I mean, overall, it was just pulled at my heartstring. It was terrible acting. But I kind of loved it.
Yeah. I mean, you love it because of what it makes you remember, you know. So it's like, and that's what it really becomes hard. Is like, do you love it because it was actually good, or do you love it because it reminded you of being young and watching it, coming home and watching it Saturdays and all that stuff?
Exactly.
Kind of saying, the putties still sound like turkeys, and Rocky saying, let's cover them up, was perfect. Oh, so there were so many of those lines. You were like, I think Zach, he goes, Zach is back. You know, it's like, oh man, of course. It's all the rhyming they used to do and all that. Yeah, Travis said the cinematography and editing looked like a Lifetime Channel original movie. I wish it would look less digital and would have been more variety with the camera work. Yeah. I mean, they could have, and that's why I'm like, they could have saved so much money with the CGI at the end. You know, and done other stuff better. You know, because I wanted the dude in the suit to fight the other dude in the suit, you know, like, you know,
like destroy Tokyo, like here we go, like,
you know, I mean, you're on the moon, so it's gray floor and black background, you know.
That was kind of cool,
you know, because they still try to do it like the weird Megazord movements where like it moved all weird, like a robot, you know, because like the dude in the suit couldn't move, so he had to like swing a sword all stupid like. Like that's what I wanted. You know, like they should have cut the CGI after they all formed the Megazord, and then we got an actual person in a suit.
Yeah, exactly. You know? I would love to have a Megazord. Another bad thing, the rad bug flying car. Yeah. I was like, oh man, this just that wasn't explained at all. Let's just go ahead and fly around.
What do you mean?
So the flying car?
Yeah, it was in the show.
I don't know. Just,
yeah, that's why it was so Rad Bug 2 or whatever it was. That was in the show.
There's so much, but it was. But so we have show stuff, we have movie stuff, we have the Zords. You know,
they brought in comic book stuff.
You know, I don't know. It was weird. It was just really weird.
Yeah.
You know, we got the It's Morphing Time. You know.
Yeah, you never like. Yeah, it was like horrible acting with the original Rad Bug, because then they're in a green screen going, "Oh, like it's fucking awesome, man!" Oh, it's so awesome! Like in the original one, I'm see if we bring this up. Yeah, that's the original one that he built to go to the space station, or not space station, the I don't know, whatever station that I couldn't think of. It's when they get in it, and then if it flies because it has to teleport to. Yeah, it's like, come on, man. It's so bad.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
The camera just pans away, like, and then
he just drops it.
Oh man, I forgot. I think he had to build the thing because like they couldn't teleport for some reason, so he built a car. that took him there. Oh man, I remember that because I remember the bad acting where they're like, oh. But that's what Power Rangers is, man.
Man,
it's super silliness. It's over the top, and it's not made for us. It's made for kids. This special was made for us when we were 10. You know, like I think that's what it kind of was. It was like. It wasn't made for us now in our 30s and almost 40s. It was made for us to remember when we were 10.
And that's kind of the thing I kind of want to talk about. Was it made for kids? Was it made for us? Or was it made as like a Netflix special? Or was it made for the Rangers that we've lost along the way?
Probably, I would say a little bit of all of that. A little bit of all that, because I don't know, because I'm trying to think if I know any kids, because I know people still watch a lot of Power Rangers and they're still very, very popular. Mm-hmm. I don't know any kids personally that maybe your daughters are probably right around that age where they would like something like this, but none
of it was really explained. It wasn't. It wasn't. It was like you either knew the original Power Rangers,
mm-hmm.
Zach and Billy,
yeah,
or Tommy, like you either knew that, or you knew the Dino ones, or you didn't, and that was it. And you knew Rita.
Yeah, I mean that's all you needed to know was really just Rita and the originals. Because I mean, they touched the space a little bit with Rocky and what was her name, Taisha, I think.
I mean, we didn't go Power Rangers Turbo. We didn't get that from the 2017, really. So I mean, it's just kind of like a little bit of all that stuff, kind of all wrapped up into one.
Yeah, because I mean, there was all the other Rangers that when she caught, where I literally paused in and looked. I'm like, oh, okay, there's that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. That's why I kind of want to know if like there's any kids who still like Power Rangers, watch this and enjoyed it. But I don't know any kids like that. I mean, for sure, when my son gets old enough, I'm like, oh, we're watching the whole Green Ranger saga. We're watching the White Ranger saga. We're watching all of like just all of Mighty Morphin, like for sure. Like it's like there's random days I put it on. I'll put like, the evil Tommy, and he like laughs and does all the stupid shit. But one last thing I did like a lot was they used the voices. Well, I don't know if I liked it or didn't like it, because they used the original Tommy voice with the when they're fighting sounds and shit. Mm-hmm. They used the original Kimberly voice, and the original Jason voice.
Yeah.
So I was like, did they need to get permission to use old recordings? I want to say no, because the company would own it because it was recorded, back then. But I don't know.
It was weird because so honestly, I mean, Jason was still alive technically, Tommy, I mean, there's so many they kind of merged things together. Like people are alive or not alive, and they made it to this new thing. So it was weird, but I liked it overall.
I mean, Tommy was still, Jason David Frank was still alive when this filmed. He just didn't want to be part of it, which really sucked because he always wanted to be part. And then Kimberly, I think, didn't take it, and then Austin, whatever his name is, didn't take it. But it's like, but they use their old voices, so I'm like, that's interesting, because they're like that. The first Red Ranger that we saw on screen, that was Jason. He even calls him like a Jace. Same thing with Tommy. Like Cat reference Tommy. Like Tommy's captured. And the same thing with Kimberly. So I was like, so it was them, but we don't get it because the actors didn't want to be part of it, which sucks. But I thought that was like kind of interesting. Sorry, my cat's losing his mind over here.
No, that's fine. Don't worry about that. Don't think about that.
All right, let's run through these last couple things and then call it a night. Agree the what was it? Incidental music was sorely absent and pushed too far in the background. Yeah.
I mean, it could have been done a lot of different ways. You could have had the whole in the background, having those like the grown up like you can hear in the background, go Power Rangers. I mean, you could have done that. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It could have been like,
I was hoping for that.
Could have had that bad, that way, because I mean, that's one thing. I don't know. Just as much as I want to say good, bad, and okay stuff, it kind of was good, bad, and terrible at the same time.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree. There was good stuff, there was bad stuff, there's some terrible stuff, but it all reminded you of the 90s, because that's how the 90s was, I mean, the 90s didn't have, it had CGI, but CGI wasn't the greatest. And whenever they teleported, it was just like blue blur and then green blur. So, but what else? Like, get out of here, man. Blue Beetle looks like a Lifetime movie. That looks good. The Zord suits are better than CGI. Exactly. That's what I wanted. See, even Tony disagree. Brandon, I disagree. Exactly. Blue Beetle looks good. We missed out on the scene of the two villains taking the G out of Angel. Oh God. Oh, it's like when you go to Animal Kingdom and you take that picture. Yep. Some seasons have better acting. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Some of the seasons have better acting. I love Rocky doing the rotation kick, calling back to him failing at it in the Turbo movie, breaking it. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, breaking his back. Yeah.
He tried doing that. That's funny. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was 3 seasons, and they had a lot of effing episodes. Yeah, I don't know how they decided to break down seasons, because it just seemed
it was just like stuff that's all over the place. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, nonstop. But that's how they have it broken down on Netflix, and I was like, wait, what? I thought Mighty Morphin was just one long ass season. So I don't know, but it is what it is. But cool. Let's finish off this one with our ratings, and then we'll call it a night. So here at Spoiler Kings, we do things a little easy, nice and simple. Now, later, never. Now means you need to check it out right now. Later means you can wait until you got some extra time, and never means just skip it. It's not worth a moment of your time. What are you giving this one, Brian? It's hard.
This is later.
Okay.
I guess I'm leaving it later. Yeah.
Okay. If you enjoyed the 90s original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, it's a now. For anybody else, even if you're a Power Rangers fan, it might be a later. This cat's killing me with his tail. We keep walking by him. He's like, tail. That's what I see. It's like, so if you're somebody in our age range, some in the 30s, mid 30s to older 30s, it's a now, because you're gonna feel like you're back in the 90s. The show definitely does that. For all the good, all the bad that Power Rangers did, it repeated all of it, and it was great. But later, if you're anybody else who didn't really care for Mighty Morphin or picked up on Power Rangers later, but that's all.
Right. I gotta do this. All right, so we got this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot, that's the wrong one. We got this, which is nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's the money shot.
There it is, right there, guys.
Yeah,
that's kind of what we got. Get the good, the bad, and
wait, which one's the bad? The bad is the bug, the rad bug.
Yeah.
No, that's not bad. You made it look cool, man. It was like a surfer car.
Did it? Did it really?
Yeah, I will say yes. The original rad bug side. This new one looked cool. But yeah, man, it just would have been so special having the last remaining like live ones. Like this could have been like Jason David Frank's Bon Voyage, like his last hurrah, before he died.
Yeah,
because that would have been so great. Because then him and the Red Rangers, they always had beef. Maybe them coming together one last time. Kimberly, everyone always loved Kimberly and Tommy. Man, but that's my biggest thing. It's like, is it really a reunion?
It seemed like a rushed special that could have been epic, but really wasn't bad. Yeah. But it was so bad that it was good. Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Like, part of me feels like this should not have been made unless the remaining 5 all signed on. Like that's just like Netflix is like, we're not going to make this unless all the original 5 that are left come back on, because otherwise, that's what would have made this perfect. It would have made it perfect for all the good and all the craziness and all the overacting and all the silliness and stuff like that.
It's if you want to talk about 5 instead of 4,
well, 5 instead of 6, because
4 or instead of 6, like it's hard. I mean, really, because there's 2 that are gone, that aren't there of the 6.
Well, now, but when it was filmed, he was alive. He could have been in this movie.
Yeah, but that's not how it was kind of made. It wasn't really talked about. Like in Memoriam, it was kind of like in Memoriam, there was these 2 that are gone, because in the pictures in the end, it was like there's no.
Because I guarantee if JDF was gone by the time this filmed, they probably would have had that character die as well somehow, and made JJ, his son, the new Green Ranger. I think that's what they would have done. But just knowing like all the beef he had and didn't come back because of all the issues he wound up having because of all that stuff, it
was rushed. This was a rushed thing that had to happen now to be like this. I think that's kind of what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, man. That's the only thing, man. I wanted to see all of them, and we could have had it. We could have had it, and this movie
No,
should never
I
have been
mean,
made without all of them.
could we have had it? Really?
Yeah,
No, I
man.
mean, we really couldn't. Because
Why?
one is in jail, and then the other one, oh, you get out of jail, and then one's not in jail. And, you know, like it's just one's fighting, and the other one's not fighting, and then we had a tragedy. So it's like,
I mean, the whole thing with the Red Ranger, with Jason's character, yeah, like his whole legal thing of not being able to leave the country.
yeah,
You know, but then again, this should not have been made if you couldn't have him in it. Yeah, I mean, no. You know, Kimberly, I don't know, you know, not enough money, too much money. She said no, she said yes. I don't know with all that. And then JDF, you know, he was still around when this happened, and he turned it down, which is freaking mind-blowing. It's like what the hell did you guys do to him? Because he never turned down a Power Ranger thing. So yeah. So yeah, Amy Jo doesn't act anymore, and Austin had legal troubles. Yeah.
So like, could it really been done? No, not really.
You could go film somewhere else. I mean, they always film in New Zealand because it's cheaper. It was like fucking filming in the United States then, man. Like what?
Who's gonna make that much? You gonna make it do that much? Really?
I mean, everyone films in Atlanta. Let's go to Atlanta. Like,
I think it would have been cool just to have people like fighting like this, like you know,
I got a green screen.
Go Power Rangers,
yeah.
like
yeah. The White Ranger intro episode is still impressive to say. Oh yeah, it's super cool. One of the few times they had a costume action scene with the actors doing their stunts. Yeah. The Zord fight at the end gave me Ivan Ooze. Yes, Ivan Ooze vibes with all the stupid CGI. That's exactly how it felt. I drew the Turbo Rangers when I was little and gave Catherine the biggest boobs ever. That's funny.
That's really funny.
Once Hasbro does their reboot, they need to give Power Rangers a bigger budget.
Will it be done, or is this it?
Well, they're not doing a Mighty Morphin reboot. I don't think
they're not gonna do any. There's gonna be the other ones. You know, this is the continuation of stuff.
Yeah,
but will it ever be a big reboot?
I don't see it happen. No, I don't see it happening. The only way it's a big reboot is if they continue with this story and all their kids become the new Rangers. That's the only way, because we already have, like Zach said, he has a son. We have Tommy and Kat's son, you know, so you would have to introduce the kids.
So many people weren't introduced at all.
No. Well, they said names, and that was it. You know, like Zach mentioned his son one time. JJ was mentioned one time. You know, like, you know, but I mean, yeah, they're not the point of it. You know, like you want to remember, and not like you don't want to be reminded that, like, oh yeah, we're all adults now and have kids. Like shit, even the Power Rangers have kids. You know, so
no, I mean, I feel like this. I feel like this is enough.
Yeah,
good, bad, or indifferent. I feel like this was enough. This is exactly what I need. I need to have this conversation we had. I need this little hour-long special. I wish we could watch the entire thing without any problems. With a baby immediately being pulled, you know, like it's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, the Draken arc and Jason David Frank shot for it. It was a wonderful send off for him. Yeah, it was. If that's the last time he was in an official Power Ranger thing, then that's great, because Draken was badass.
Yeah.
JDF had a fallout with Hasbro, so he decided to retire from Power Rangers. Yep. Yeah. So they basically wanted to steal his idea. He's like, hold on, I pitched this before, and they're like, oh no. And now you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna do it, but we're gonna do it this way. Like yeah. Love a Bulk and Skull special. Yeah, we didn't get them either. We got a picture, but the poster board. So yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it, but it could have been something where, like, a Luke Skywalker return. It could have been something like that level.
It could have been great Instead, it was just like, who's that guy? Oh, who's this guy? I mean, we know who it is because once again, it's Power Rangers. You know what's going on, but did you really know what's going on? Nothing was explained. Things were just kind of like thrown at like, like, that was it. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I don't think anything was
even
explained.
At this point, I'm not even sure what I think about it.
Yeah. No, I liked it, man, because it was like a lot of like callbacks and stuff like that. That's why I was like, unless you're a old school Mighty Morphin fan, you might not enjoy it as much as somebody who is, so, and I think both of us are. So I think we like it for all the, good and the bad.
Yeah, but that's the point. Like it could have been great.
It could have been great. It could have been epic. It really could have been.
That's what makes me even more like sad, like, because like, did I like it, or I like the idea of it, or did it make me sad overall? And I think the answer is I liked it, but I'm sad that I liked it.
You're sad you liked it because
it could have been because it could have been
epic. Yeah, it could have been. It should have been epic.
Like I liked it, but I didn't like it. But I'm sad that I did like it because it could have been epic.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going with. Yeah, that right
there. Yeah. I mean, like I said, bringing back this should not have been made without as many of the originals as possible. 2 is not enough originals. I'm sorry. This is not. But with that being said, I still had fun with it. I still enjoyed it. But and then Tony said, I agree with Tank. Do a new series with the kids and have the new theme. Because they can do that. More things come out of the Zordon tube. We get a Zed coming back and stuff like that and stuff like that. I mean, if the comic books right now are so crazy, they're so crazy with the comic books. Like right now, Lord Zed is just made his own morpher. He's like an evil Power Ranger now. So it's awesome.
If I was playing this out more, I have a lot of these comic books right now. We could have like went page by page about what that is. Yeah,
Rita got a big power up in the comic books. Big power up. So she's way more of a badass. Lord Zed got a really big power up with him becoming a ranger now. Or an evil ranger. So there's things they could do.
They could have went Draken away. They could have went the Draken way. They could have went. I mean, there's just so much that it could have been.
Yeah. Could have been, but it is what it is. Overall, I liked it. It was fun.
It was cathartic for me. Like I just everything was very like there parts of it that just were like, and I think that's kind of what do I give? I get a good a thumbs up, thumbs down. I give it.
Yes. Yeah, because you would think about like, oh, what if this person was there?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, let's finish it off right there. We were talking about it for a while, a lot longer than I expected. But we want to thank everyone in chat hanging out with us. Travis, Tony, Brandon. Who else was in here with us? Professor the Film Fan. Appreciate all you guys hanging out with us during this movie review over on Netflix with the Power Rangers Once and Always reunion with it. But if you're watching a replay, thank you. Leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about this one. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you remember being a Power Ranger fan back in the day? I remember needing those toys. I wanted those toys so bad. And
did you watch it in your uniform? Did you watch it with the toys? Did you watch it looking at the little stills as you were watching it? Did you pause it? Did you watch it all the way through?
Oh, I wonder if people did turn it off. But yeah, I'm curious to know.
Before you end it, I just want to be honest. I paused it 3 times.
Really?
Yeah. It was hard for me to watch.
At what point?
The thoughts of what. So I was very happy. I was like, oh, look who that is. oh, look at this. So I was pausing those things. I was pointing out to my kids. And then when I thought about what it could have been, I paused it. And I walked away and I had to come back to finish it.
See, I thought about everything we could have got after I saw it. After I watched it, I was like, fuck, that would have been cool, like to have Tommy in there, you know, giving that speech to Quan. Or is that her name, Quan?
We couldn't have though. Like, you couldn't have though. Like, no.
Over Billy?
How?
Yeah.
When when was a lot of this stuff was filmed? Like, when was this stuff filmed? I don't know.
This is like last year.
Was it all? Because I thought that this was a lot of this stuff was people came back and they finished it.
I thought it was like filmed last year.
Like they took parts of this, parts of that, and then people had to come back and finish the end.
Does really not have it was not that. I was like, oh, it was filmed in 93. I was like, yeah, no shit. I want to say it was like last year. I want to say it was like sometime last year. It was like filmed. It had to be because I remember watching like things in January with Zach and Jason, the two guys who play those guys.
Yep.
They did some toy review with all the Power Ranger stuff, and they were talking about the movie. You know, yeah.
But what's it called? Once and Always. It was not called Once and Always.
I think it was just called The Reunion. That's what everyone was calling it.
So Once and Always could not have been filmed. I don't know. I mean, part of me, honestly, I did have a tear, and I had to stop it. I really did. I mean, it's just, I think about it, and it's just, what could have been. I don't know.
Oh, here it goes. I think I found it. If it loads. Maybe. Because it says during the Hasbro PulseCon in 2022, it was announced that Yost and Walters were in the process of filming a special anniversary. So it was towards the end of last year.
So if it's toward the end of 2022.
Yeah, so they were filming already in September 30th, 2022 during the PulseCon. Because it was announced that they were both already in process of filming.
And I'm reading right here, like some of this was filmed as late as February of 2023.
Yeah, I can see that with like reshoots and stuff like that.
With that being done, some people could not have been in it.
Yeah, but if he already filmed it,
but not all of it was filmed, because it said some of it wasn't filmed.
I mean, that's got to be reshoots by then. If you're doing like February,
it changed the entire story. They changed the entire story.
Man.
It doesn't seem like it was a long time ago, but I feel like it was a lot longer than you were saying it was.
Well, fuck.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this was a long. This couldn't have happened.
Well, he had died November of 2022.
So yeah, he couldn't have been in this.
I mean, he probably could have been in a little bit if they were filming in September already.
Some of it was September, some of it was November, some of this was February.
Yeah.
Just sad overall.
Yeah. But I know, I mean, he turned it down.
Yeah.
So you know, that's the thing, is like he turned it down. I think as soon as he turned it down, the project should have been dead. You know, Amy Jo Johnson never gave an answer, and Austin St. John couldn't, leave the country. So either they all need to be there, and that's what I that was why I think after I was like, it would have been better if they were all there. That was just
but it couldn't. But once again, they couldn't.
Yeah, and then don't do it. Then don't do it. Like that was my thing. Is like it's cool. We got it. I enjoyed it. I liked it.
You say then did you want? I wanted this. I literally watched it twice now.
I didn't want it. I'm glad I got it, but I didn't want it. I wanted all of them together. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I really do what you're saying.
Yeah. Like I got it. I'm like, and I like it that I got it, but it's not what I wanted. You know what I mean?
I got you.
It's like you want a steak, but instead you get a burger. You're like, yeah, close enough. Yeah. For now. I'm satisfied.
For now. Like there's no for now.
No, I know that with this. Yeah. you never do it again. But I mean, we are getting JDF's other movie, his last movie, The Legend of the White Dragon.
Yeah.
That's coming out soon, I think. So at least we get him kind of Power Ranger-esque. I really want to see the flute. I mean, I wanted that. I mean, that thing. Yeah. Yeah, I think his Legend of the White Dragon comes out September 2023. So
okay,
we gotta wait until then to see his last thing. But yeah, I don't know. I know it was super delayed because of them trying to get everybody. So, but
because even with all this, with reshoots, it could have been done again.
Yeah. I see. Yeah. So I don't know, but like you said, we got something good. We all enjoyed it. I think enough, but it could have been great. It could have been
epic.
Yeah.
It could have been epic. It could have been like people were crying, people on the side like, I can't believe we finally got this, and we didn't get that.
Yeah, like I said, it could have been that Luke Skywalker moment, that we got in Mando. It could have been that. That would have been cool.
No, I'm gonna go one better. It could have been. You could have got what I got for the next generation.
Yeah,
you could have gotten what I got.
Yeah, just full on. Remember this?
Yep.
Yeah.
And we all stand here together, and we all think about the two that we didn't have, but everyone else is here.
Yeah. So this whole time I was like looking for my soundboard because I have like the best clip for this kind of movie.
Oh, I remember.
There you go. The member berries. That's what we had. We had a big serving of the member berries. All right. But now let's get out of here. It's late. I want to go sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It made me sad, man. Made me sad now.
Yeah. That's how I felt. No, I'm telling you, I paused it 3 times. Even between this right now with Tony and Brandon and Travis and everyone, I was happy some part of this. I was sad some parts of this, and then right now I'm pretty sad.
Yeah,
I'm pretty down.
Yeah. I was all happy, and now I'm all sad. I'm sad. Oh man. All right. But yeah, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. But we are out for the night. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 1,000, so we're gonna start giving away some cool prizes, really cool prizes. Prizes I had to ask Brian, are you sure you want to give that away? That good.
I'm like, yeah, I got 2 of these. It's fine.
Yeah. So make sure you hit that sub button. But we are out here. Appreciate everyone in chat hanging out with us and all the new subscribers, old subscribers. Appreciate y'all. But let's get out of here. Thank you guys, and we will see you guys on Monday. Later.
Thanks, guys.